Welcome back, everybody. IGN Live from Gamescom 2016. I'm Jamin Hatfield, and there's a new expansion coming for Ubisoft's open world racing game, The Crew. It's called Calling All Units. Ahmed and Sufyan are here to tell us all about it.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming by the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, first of all, I think we're rolling the trailer right here, so we'll watch this first, then we'll see some game footage.
Sometimes you end up on the wrong side of the law, even when you're in the right. I'm FBI, deep undercover in the street racing scene. My handlers are corrupt.
You even got the scars to prove it.
And as a new threat rises, I've got to step up my game and bring in an elite police driver. Together, we'll tear this organization apart and take back the USA. From coast to coast, with every tool at our disposal.
Okay, so Calling All Units, sort of a cops and robbers mode that you're adding into The Crew, right?
Yeah.
It's been a couple years since the release of The Crew. Sort of give us a quick little reminder about what this game is all about.
Well, we released the game like 18 months ago, and indeed lots has happened since we released it. At first, The Crew, it was all about the USA, all the experience of driving on road, off-road, and to make your way through all of this insane variety of gameplays you could have. But for us, it was just the beginning. And listening to the player, actually working with the players, we did lots and lots and lots of new features. Every month, tournaments, new features. And last year, it was like a big update, which was the Wild Run expansion, which brought monster trucks and dragsters and new tournament we call the Summit. And now, for the second year, we wanted to come with something really fresh, different, that would even further build upon the roots of The Crew. And now it's, bringing cops. Now you can play the police.
So now you're adding, it's a 12-mission story mode.
Yes.
That's right?
So yeah, because we're adding the police now for the players, we don't want just to give them the police cars and just drive straight away. We want to introduce that with missions. So now with Calling All Units, they will be introduced to a new character, and these missions will show them how the police works, because as you can see here, we have abilities at the bottom of the screen, so we're going to explain how they work. Here at Gamescom, we only have 2 abilities for each side, but in the future, we're going to have more, so we need to explain how this work, how the story works, and then you jump into the world and you start chasing the baddies.
Yeah. So how does it fit into the larger world of The Crew? Can you play this content at any time?
Actually, the core of the experience is that at any time you're driving into the world. Okay, I want to be the cop. I want to patrol. So you select your police car, and actually you will build your collection of police cars, and with sports cars, supercars, or even monster trucks. Police cars in order to patrol the streets, and you pick up your place. You want to patrol the streets of New York, or down the Grand Canyon, or down in Florida, or whatever. And when you patrol, you're a cop. You patrol and you look for trespassers. And actually, the whole game is your place for you to look out for felons. And felons, it will be other players. All over the world, we hid crates. And those crates, that will change every day. Actually, players have to look out for them, and once you find them, you will have to convoy them to specific hidden warehouses. And once some player tries to grab one of the crates, he becomes a felon.
I see.
And when he becomes a felon, then the chase starts.
So obviously we're seeing police gameplay now. They're chasing down a felon. You make the arrest by catching up to them and...
Exactly. So when you're a police officer here, you're going to get closer to your target and stay closer in for approximately 8 to 7 seconds. And even if there's no police cars, there's also the AI that can start to stop you. Well, they can stop you only if you're not going very fast. But the really important thing here is that you need Calling All Units to be able to play the police, but you can play what we call the street racers, the guys who need to get the crates on the other side, if you only have the Crew or the Crew Wild Run.
I see. All right, so we caught our racer there.
Yes, we got a racer here. And that's how you can see here, opening the crates, which means when you get at the end, that's how you get the parts to unlock new vehicles, the additional police vehicles. That can be cars, monster trucks, but also bikes.
Oh, interesting, yeah. Yes, you are adding new vehicles. Can you share with us how many we can expect, or any sort of specifics there?
How many? Not yet.
Okay.
But we still introduced a few of the vehicles. We are very proud. My favorite is we finally brought the Jeep Wrangler into the game.
Yes, this is something that the player has been asking a lot. So community always asks for more vehicles, and we know that, but we try to add as much as possible all the vehicles they want. So there's a new Lamborghini coming, the Hurricane, there's the Ferrari F12, the famous Berlinetta, there's the Jeep Wrangler, I just said. And also we have old vehicles like this one, the Ford Raptor, that's coming now, being playable as police. In the trailer we saw the Koenigsegg R that will be playable as police, and we will have additional vehicles on top of that.
I see. So you're telling a story here. There's 12 missions.
Yes.
How does the mission system work?
So, actually, as you know, in the crew, when you jump into the story, it's an RPG. So you need to start playing with a street car, then you go to performance and stuff like that. So the story helps you to get used to all the different specs. That's what we call our specs in the different types of cars and vehicles that are adapted to different terrains. You need a red or dirt car to be able to drive off-road, and the street or the perf or the asphalt. And now, because we're introducing these cops and these cops cars, they're kind of new specs. So we need to take you down the different missions, explain you why you're doing it. At the beginning of the trailer, we can hear Zoe, that's one of the characters from the game, that will explain you what you're doing here, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and who you're chasing. So we're not going to give you all the details. We want players to discover the story, but this is how it rolls.
I see. So we're seeing a lot of gameplay as the police here. How is it different when you're playing as the Felon?
Actually, when you're playing the Felon, your goal is to bring the crate to your target, and it's all about escaping. So either you're the one handling the crate, or you are a support. And as a support, your goal will be to try to support your fellow, and therefore try to look out for the cops, bump into them, stop them either by physically hindering them or using your abilities. As here, the abilities we're showing, which are just a selection of them, for the racers, you have actually a flashbang that will blind the cops following you and allow you to scatter them, and a nitro boost while the cops in this demo, they have two abilities. One, which is the EMP, which will hinder the direction of the cars and make it much harder to drive. And the other one that will actually dysfunction your accelerator.
I see.
And so actually the very fun part with those weapons is that you have to get within range to be able to launch them, but also you have to choose very carefully when you will use them. The flashbang, you want to do it just before you see that the car is in a curve or is in front of some trees or whatever, so that he will take advantage of the obstacle, and as you blind them, also he will try to take a turn or a curve at this time to lose him. So lots of strategic, tactical decisions to take all over the time in the frantic pace of the race.
Sure. Yeah, so we busted another racer and we got a new vehicle part for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is how some of the vehicles can be purchased, and you can grab them by unlocking these crates, because what we're going to see on the map are different locations to start these chases, and they're going to tell you the bronze, silver or gold, depending on how hard they are and how difficult and how long they are, and depending on that, if you succeed or not, you will have different loots and different parts that you will unlock in new vehicles. One other thing that is really important here is that we can see the chases are only two people versus two people, so two street racers and two police cars, but you can play that 4v4. And it's not a PvP lobby. You don't have to queue up and wait to find somebody. If you find a crate on your street racer, just take it, and then all the cops around you will have a notification. Will you want to chase him? And you go chasing him directly in the open world. And you can have up to 4 police cars chasing 4 street racers, and that becomes a lovely chaos.
You get a big, nice little pile up.
Exactly.
It's a real fun part of the parties we have today, is that whenever we start playing, you never know what will happen, especially as a cop, because you're waiting. It's the racers that choose where where the chase will start, and actually the game that chooses where it will end, because it's always different. And so every chase is different, and it's always very fast-paced, a few minutes, and so you go from chase to chase, and actually start discovering, even for the hardcore players that know a lot about the game, you start discovering new places, and which you never even drove to, because the world is so huge that it's one of the big parts I appreciate with playing the cops today, is that even today I still discover a new part of the world.
Yeah, so we're seeing the other side here.
Exactly, and we can see here at the bottom 2 different abilities. So the one on the left is the flashbang, and the one on the right is the unlimited nitrous. So when you use it, you can see here right now we saw it just earlier, the yellow bar. That was unlimited nitrous for a short period of time. That allows you to get out the cops when you're really in danger. Another thing also, because the crew is one huge open world with different terrain. So if you're chasing somebody when you're starting with, say, a Lamborghini, and he's going in the forest, well, you can change, and that's a good thing. You can swap to another off-road vehicle and start taking the chase down the trees or down any off-road place, and that's really cool because depending on where you're chasing the guys, depending on when you're playing, you can adapt your gameplay to the way you want it. Same with the abilities that we have reveal in the future. You'll be able to pick the one you want to choose, the one you want to play with. So in the end, we can end up with different, with many races with different abilities. Same with cops.
Are we going to get arrested here? Oh, no.
That was close.
So when you pick up your package, an icon will appear on the screen, so you just sort of drive towards it, get there
exactly.
as fast as you can.
We can see him right now. He's driving to that location, the big circle. The crates that exist in the game, there are crates that already exist in some of the missions, so the players of the crew already know them, and they're going to be quite obvious. And when you get close to them, you get a wiki page that explains to you exactly what they get you, on what terrain you'll be driving, and how long the distance is. And then when you pick it, you have the distance, and it tells you where you get to go, and the police will have the distance of you. They will be chasing the racers, so they know where they are and where they have to go, to chase them. And here we can see some of the vehicles that we added. This is the Lamborghini Hurricane that will be coming through with the release, and then after that you should maybe see the Ferrari F12, one that we are not showing here, but that the players, this is the Ferrari F12, that the players already saw in the package and they were waiting for it, is the Nissan GTR. So that was really, really fun because we were working on it. We knew that they wanted it, so as soon as we could put it in the package or somewhere, that was really good. Good to see the reactions.
Nice.
Same here with the Jeep Wrangler.
So if you are arrested by the police, what's the penalty for that? I mean, do you have to just start over again? Or
if you want to get your
back?
crates to the end, if you want to get the loot, the reward, you have to do it again.
Okay.
And something, that's a bit deep to go into the details right now, but there will be a bounty system. Because we don't want to be, we don't have all the players chasing all the players. We want some ranking because people that be playing a lot would be better at doing that, and we don't want them to take the chases on new players too easily. So there will be a ranking, and we try to match the people depending on the ranking. So we have the really good and people that play a lot to be chasing together versus the others.
I see.
And that would be the bounty system.
And you're also raising the level cap
Exactly.
for the crew, right? To 60, is that right?
Yeah, 60. And what's interesting is that we're raising the level cap for the players, and you will be able to level up through your progression, and that will allow you to upgrade all your cars.
I see.
So it's also a good way for players to rediscover and re-go to all their collection.
And the level 60 will be available to all players.
Right, even
If you have only the crew or the crew quadrant, you will still be able to get to level 60.
Very cool. The new expansion is called Calling All Units for the Crew. It's out November 29th.
Exactly.
Alongside the Ultimate Edition of the game, which, as I understand, includes both expansions, Calling All Units and Wildlands.
Wildlands.
And
the Season Pass.
And the Season Pass.
So you get everything in a package.
Cool. That's November 29th.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for coming by the show.
Thank you
very
very
much.
Stay tuned. Much more to show you from Gamescom 2016 after this.